I thought my 20 years in television didn't really translate when I left corporate. Who would care or want to hire someone that greenlit reality shows when I was trying to help entrepreneurs or people in any other industry but entertainment? So I kind of tried to hide my entertainment background because I wanted to be an expert from day one. So I called myself a consultant, generic, definitely generic language, so not who I am. And guess what? When I used that, nobody cared. Nobody really called, and nobody remembered me when they needed someone unique like me that I could help them with their problems. So it turns out that the television background, that was my edge. My weird was my worth. And once I embraced it, everything shifted. You are on the journey with me. You've seen it. I started owning who I am. The very thing that I thought would push people away became the thing that drew the right people in, just like you. This past week, I told you why being good is the enemy of being unforgettable. I also showed you the rare versus common trap that kills so many brilliant ideas. And today, I want to talk to you about the solution. The thing that separates the shows you binge watch from the ones you forget. It's this: your weird is your worth. But here's what most entrepreneurs do, maybe looking at you right now. They do exactly what those executives wanted us to do with so many shows: sand down their edges, hide what makes them different, try to be more professional, more appealing, more normal. They become forgettable. After 22 years of producing hit television and still doing it today, I can tell you with absolute certainty, the thing you're most afraid to show is probably the thing that will make you unforgettable. Let me tell you about a story about intervention. You may know the show. When we started, addiction was taboo television. Networks didn't want to show people in their darkest moments. Who would watch that? It was considered too uncomfortable, too real, too weird for primetime. But that rawness, that uncomfortable truth, that was the show's power. Of course, we didn't use actors. We didn't script the drama. It was unscripted. We didn't sanitize the pain either to the audience. We showed real people, real addiction, thank goodness, real recovery, in all its messy, uncomfortable, weird reality. And you know what happened? Audiences, they didn't turn away. They leaned in, because authenticity is magnetic, even when it's uncomfortable, especially when it's uncomfortable. That show has run for, I think, 24 seasons now. It's won Emmys. It's been nominated many times, 4-time Emmy nominee for that show. But more importantly, it gave families hope. It saved lives, not just on the other side of the camera, but so many at home. The very thing people probably wanted to hide, the raw, the weird, the uncomfortable truth, became what made this show in particular irreplaceable. And that's the power of embracing your weird. Now, a show that was bought before I got there, but I was so blessed and grateful to work on for a few years, Dynasty. On paper, it really sounded weird. A family with beards, duck calls, and unapologetic quirks. A lot of people thought it was too niche, too rural, too odd. Who's gonna watch a show about duck hunters? Turns out, you know the answer. Everyone, including probably you. Their beard-wearing, duck-hunting lifestyle certainly wasn't polished. It definitely wasn't mainstream, but it was super authentic. And that weirdness, it became a cultural phenomenon that dominated television. The Robertson family didn't try to be less Southern. They didn't tone down their faith, and they didn't hide their duck calls. They amplified their weird. And America and me and you fell in love with it. What makes you niche is what makes you magnetic. Let's also take 60 Days In. The concept, pretty insane. Who in the right mind would volunteer to go to jail for 60 days in? For 60 days and undercover. It definitely sounded unfilmable. It was impossible. Very weird. But that no way anyone would do this factor, that's exactly what made it instantly a hit. That strangeness was the hook that pulled in millions of viewers and is still on the air today, almost 10 years later. If your idea makes people tilt their head and say, wait, what? You're probably onto gold. That same principle applies to your brand. The thing that makes people do a double take, I think that's a double take, that's not a bug in your system. That's a feature. So I learned this lesson personally when I did leave the day-to-day of corporate television. I thought 20 years in TV may not have translated when I became an entrepreneur. I know. Who would care about someone who greenlit reality shows when I was trying to help business owners? So I tried. I'm pausing because this was a pretty emotional time. It was a tough year. It still is. And I see the momentum now. I see you wanting to know more. I see it. I see the emails, the texts, people reaching out. And I just had this moment of gratitude. Let me continue. Sorry. Weird, right? All right, back on. So I started calling myself the TV producer who helps experts become unforgettable. The $2 bill brand. I talked about casting directors and audience engagement and storytelling secrets from Hollywood. And suddenly, when I was doing that, I wasn't competing. I was the only television producer helping you become unforgettable. That weird, my weird, became my worth. The same thing that I thought would push people away, my entertainment background, became the exact thing that drew the right people in. So how do you turn your weird into your worth? So I developed a framework, because that's what you do as an entrepreneur. And it's called W.E.I.R.D. W-E-I-R-D. Let me go through it real quickly. W, what makes you wonderfully different? Not just different, wonderfully different. Not because it's W and weird, but really wonderfully different. What's your unique background, perspective, or approach that others might call weird? E, embrace it completely. Stop apologizing for what makes you unique. Stop trying to tone it down. The Robertson family didn't apologize for their beards. Intervention didn't apologize for being uncomfortable. I, identity, the value it creates. How does your weird actually help? Help your clients? Help those in need? Help you? What unique perspective does it give you? My TV background helps people understand audience psychology in ways a traditional marketer never could. That was my job. R, reframe it as an advantage. Turn your too much into your just right for the right people. What executives called too raw about intervention, audiences called finally something real. And it hit so many families at the core. And lastly, D, deploy it strategically. Make your weird the center of your brand, not something you hide. Lead with it, amplify it, make it possible to ignore. Here's the truth. You You have a choice to make. You can keep sanding down your edges. You can try to appeal to everyone. You can be professional and forgettable. Or you can embrace what makes you weird and watch it become your worth. The shows that tried to be everything to everyone, you don't remember. But the shows that leaned into their weird, Intervention, Duck Dynasty, 60 Days In, Accused, Guilty, or Innocent, they became unforgettable. Your brand, whether it's personal or professional, works the exact same way. Do not sanitize your truth. What you think will push people away is the exact thing that connects deeply with the right people. If you're ready to discover what makes you uniquely valuable and turn that weird into worth, I created something to help. It's called the Vibe Finder GPT. It's a free tool that helps you identify your unique advantages, the things that make you wonderfully different, and turn them into a positioning strategy that attracts your ideal clients. Because here's what I've learned. Your weird is not a weakness. It's your competitive advantage. Anyone, especially with AI, can copy your strategy. Anyone, especially with AI, can copy your content, but no one can copy your weird. So find the link to the Vibe Finder GPT below. Stop trying to fit in. Start standing out. Your weird is waiting to become your worth. And tomorrow, I'm going to show you the positioning strategy that makes you impossible to ignore. Sound good? Because once you've embraced your weird, you need to position it in a way that makes you the obvious choice. It's the difference between being weird and being unforgettable. And I'm going to show you exactly how to make that leap. I'll see you tomorrow. And remember, be unforgettable. Be the $2 bill.